Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are getting ready to budget the first paycheck for the month of March. I know a lot of you have been waiting to see this. I have this all blank and ready to go so you can watch me fill this out and exactly how I budget using the zero-based budget method, which I learned from Dave Ramsey. We're gonna get right into this. And by the way, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Cindy and I am on a journey to get out of debt. And the way we're doing this, like I said just now, is the zero-based budget is the method that I'm using. And we also do digital envelopes. I do the sinking funds, but I do not do the cash envelopes. It just wasn't for us. So it's basically the same concept, except we do it with bank. So anyhow, let's go ahead and jump right into this. I'm going to show you, and by the way, this is real numbers. We're putting ourselves out there in the world. But I feel like it's the best way to help, you guys, so you can really see what it's like and how we do it. So we are a family of 4 on one income. So we want to get out of debt using one income, and yeah, so this is real life, people. Okay, so we're gonna start off. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take out these sheets that I know I'm going to be using. Okay, so as you can see, I have done already my monthly budget. Now I do this every single month where I estimate what our bills are going to be, what our expenses are going to be, and what the income is going to be for that month. It is just an estimate. If you see my previous videos when I first started talking about my debt-free journey and us wanting to pay off debt, kind of explain how I do these numbers and stuff. So if you haven't seen that video, definitely go back and check that out. I'd probably go ahead and link that below as well, just to make it easy for you guys. So I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see what we got going on here. Can you guys see that? Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so this is for March. So on the top right away, you're going to see this is my rollover amount, like what is currently in my bank starting out the month of March. So March 1st, this is what I have in my accounts right now. And it just makes it easier for me when I go into the month of March just to see what we're working with and all that. So is it necessary? No, but I love to write everything down. I am obsessed with it. So then right away, as you can see, I just write all my bills for the entire month of March. We have 2 extra bills. Our HOA and our garbage will be due in the month of April. So with the last paycheck of every month, I already start paying for bills for the next month. Okay, so and that's because, like, for example, mortgage, electric, that's due at the very beginning of the month. So I always use my last paycheck of the month to pay off the bills in the beginning of the next month. Hope that made sense. Okay, so this month, HOA and garbage is quarterly bills. So that's not every single month. These will be coming due in April. So I have it in my March budget because the last paycheck of March will be paying these amounts. Actually, I honestly think I'm going to go ahead and already put the money in this paychecks, because the way my husband gets paid, the money varies a lot. So that's why a budget is super important for me and my family. But the first paycheck of the month, I seem to have less bills. So I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and put these in, to be honest. But we'll see, because I will be filling this out with you guys. Okay, so those are the bills. So I list out and estimate my month, okay? I over budget for bills. I always do. I want to always make sure that I have money always enough for bills, and I overestimate every single one of them, just to make sure, except for like internet. I know exactly how much is coming out. Mortgage, I know exactly what's coming out. It's the same every month, but for the most part, I over budget in this area. Okay, and then the next is that expenses. So for the expenses, I budget for that. So this pretty much stays the same. It's the budget that I chose. I got my groceries, my household, my gas, allowances, and hobbies. Hobbies is for me and my husband, and even some things for the kids, depending on what they're into. Like, you know, that month, I do put that aside every month. Like, for example, I'm into planning, like using my planner. So that's become my new hobby this year. And so stickers and all that fun stuff. All that goes that. But we share that amount. Okay, so anyhow, so those are my expenses for the month. And when I budget for the month, I always think about, you know, what is going on that month. If there's something that, you know, extra that I know is going to come up that's going to go on for that month. This is where I will put that down so I can work it into my paycheck budgeting, which as I'm going, you guys will start seeing that. But anyhow, at the bottom, I have the estimated income. I always budget below what my husband actually gets paid. I take the lowest paycheck he's ever gotten, and that is what I do my budget with. I estimate that number. Okay, so this is the budgeted amount, the $3,400 a month. He does bring home more. Like I said, I want to be able to pay all of this with this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this sheet to budget. Let me zoom you guys back out so you guys can see that sheet. And I'll have this for reference. So I take these numbers and use it here for budgeted amount. This form right here, again, you guys, I said this in my previous video, you don't need to have this, okay? I did purchase this from the Budget Mom. I will link her website in the description below. I decided to purchase this. I just really love these sheets. And it was only a couple of dollars. And once you download it, it's a download type of thing when you purchase it. It's in your computer, it's yours, you print it out whenever you want. So that's why I went that route. But, you know, if you only have a spiral notebook, then use your spiral notebook. You don't need to, sorry, that was my dog. You don't need to have anything fancy. Just write it down on a piece of paper. Get all the information out to start your budget. Don't feel like you need to have this set up or, you know, do everything exactly how I do it. This is just, you know, a dot grid paper, and I have holes, I punch holes in it for my binder, and that's it. Like, and just, there you go. Doesn't need to be anything special. So let me see. So we're gonna go ahead and fill this out, and I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can really see what this sheet is like and what I am doing. And again, you can write things out. You can do this. You can draw squares on a piece of paper and do exactly the same thing if you wanted to. So this is, I'm gonna put the month. I'm using green because, you know, it's March, St. Patrick's Day, right? All right, let me zoom you guys in. You can see what I'm doing. The paycheck, I'm filming this video early, which I always do the budget amount early, okay? I do this before my husband gets paid. I will be back on Friday, on the 6th, when my husband gets paid to show you, you know, how I finish everything. So he's getting paid on the 6th. All right, so we're gonna put that here. And I like to put here, this is paycheck number 1. Paycheck number 1. Okay, so the budgeted income. So I'm just gonna write up here, paycheck. And I always budget, like I said, lower will be $1,700, okay? I know it's going to be more, but that's how I like to do it. And here I'm going to put income total, which is $1,700. And by the way, if I did not mention that already, my husband gets paid every 2 weeks, okay? And here is where I do all the bills. So this section is all the bills, and I'm going to go ahead and write that in. What I want to take care of this paycheck, which we have already, because of the way I have my budget, we already have paid our money for mortgage, electric, water, and the internet. So the next stuff that needs to get paid, I do need to make our car payment. Okay. We need to pay our car insurance. Can you guys see? I'm always like worried to make sure you guys can see everything. Car insurance. We also need to make our, it's our phone bill, but I just write cell phones. Our cell phone bill. What else? That's why I love doing the monthly budget. So when you're doing your budget for paycheck to paycheck, it's just easier to have this to reference to of everything you have to pay. Make sure you don't forget that. Let me see. Okay, so we have cell phones, and I do have to pay Netflix. You know what? I don't have to pay Netflix. I did a boo-boo. I sure did that. Okay, that's all right. See, mistakes are gonna happen, but my handy dandy whiteout here will save the day. It will save the day. Okay, it's Amazon. So a lot of those, like I said, a lot of these bills I had already paid in February. What I need to do is just kind of rewrite this in that order. That would make more sense, right? Next month I'll do that. I'll just put all the bills I'm going to pay together and all the other bills. Okay, so we've got Amazon Prime. Okay, so these would be my bills. That would be it from this paycheck. So you can see I don't have very much for this, the first paycheck of the month, but this is, I do have to pay for HOA and garbage for April, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip a line just so I know. And garbage, I'm gonna go ahead and pay it with this paycheck because it would be better. My other paycheck will be mortgage and all that, so I think it will just be better off. The budgeted amount, again, when you do your monthly budget first, you just take these numbers and you put it here under the budgeted amount. Okay, so for the car payment, I need like a piece of paper. My table here is my first time filming on this table, and it's got, you know, the wood grain thing. I'm gonna use this folder I have. There we go. Let's zoom you guys in so you can see my numbers and all that good stuff. Okay, so for the car payment, I budgeted for $544. Okay, and then for car insurance, $120. Then cell phones, $165. You guys, that is so amazing because this will be our first official month where we're paying the lower amount of our phone bill. We were paying over $200, and because we paid off our debt with them, our cell phones debts, we're no longer making a payment on our phones, and we're just paying, you know, for the service of the phones. I'm so excited, and that's for 3 phones. My son has a phone too, so that feels so good. Yay! I'm telling you, if you do this method, you start paying off debt, it's incredible. It's the best feeling to see it happening. You know, you're putting all your hard work into it, and it's awesome. Budget for Amazon Prime is $14. My HOA is $120. And my garbage is $41. Okay, so again, we are working on the budget amount. The actual is what I fill in when the paycheck arrives. So now what we're going to do, we're going to play with some numbers. We're going to go ahead and add this up and see what our total is. Okay, that is 1,004. That is the total for my bills from this paycheck, okay, from the first paycheck of the month. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and look at our monthly budget sheet, and we're going to work on these expenses. Okay. Oh, actually, it's early, you guys. My brain, I don't know where it's at. We're going to go ahead and take the income amount, okay, and we're going to subtract the bills from that amount. So 1,700 minus 1,004 will be $696. We're gonna do our envelopes, which I don't do cash envelopes, but I consider like the expenses to be my envelopes, you know. Yeah, so okay, so groceries. Now this section here, I actually have all together in my main bank, which is Chase. So every expense that comes out of here, this is all it goes into my Chase. It stays in my Chase account. Okay, we got household. We've got gas, allowances, and hobbies. For me, hubby, and the kiddos. But we put money aside for my kids that they do have to earn. And me and my husband, we get $15 each of spending cash. It's not very much because, like I said, we are on a journey to pay off debt. So we're not trying to, you know, have a lot. We just want a little bit of cash in our pocket just for any like little thing. Like my husband likes to like stop at a gas station on his way home from work and pick up a drink or something like that. But at least he can do those things without me having to stress about him going into the bank account and messing something up. So he has a little bit of cash for just those little things, you know, just little simple things we want to pick up for ourselves. And yeah, not have to go into the bank all the time for that. So now I'm going to do groceries. It's $200. Household will be $50. Gas will be $150. Allowances, that's going to be $40. And then the hobbies will be $37.50. Okay, so now what I did was just take these amounts. So I'm just dividing these numbers in half, splitting it between two paychecks because we get paid twice a month. So that is these numbers here. So now we're going to add this up. All right, $477.50. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and take the leftover amount from after the bills, and we're going to subtract the expenses from that amount. So $696 minus $477.50 comes out to be $218.50. Now we're going to move up here. And this is the sinking funds section. See why I love this sheet? I really do. It has everything laid out for you. Okay, so we're going to take that leftover amount. I'm going to put it over here and leftover $218.50. Okay, and now I'm going to write all of my sinking funds down right here. Okay. Alrighty, so now we have all of our sinking funds. This is the part where I know some people, I want to go ahead and answer that question. Like, I'm pretty sure you're like, well, if you're on a debt-free journey, why have so many sinking funds, right? And I get it. I mean, if you want to pay off debt faster, if you have like a lot of debt, Maybe you want to have less sinking funds. Maybe you want to put like really, really, urgent sinking funds. Maybe you don't need Christmas right now. Maybe you don't need entertainment right now. Things like that. But for us, during the debt-free journey, talking with my husband, we both agree that we don't want to not only have to worry, right, to make sure that we have everything that we need for anything that comes up, but also we still want to live life and enjoy life, which is why we have, things like entertainment, and we also have hobbies as well. Like, we're not trying to be like trapped in the house and do absolutely nothing but buy groceries every month and that's all we spend. We are going out less, I will say that. We are, we definitely cut back on a lot of things. But again, like, we, do these sinking funds, because we don't want to worry or stress if any of these things come up. We don't have the funds for it, so doing the sinking funds, having them, I love them, and that's why I have so many. It just gives me that, that security blanket, especially because we're doing the zero-based budget, where all of this, needs to come out to zero at the end, okay? Which you will see when I do the actual numbers, okay? So for the travels, now, here's the thing. Sometimes, depending, every month varies, every paycheck varies. We can have maybe a goal in mind for a certain area, like car maintenance. Last month, I put quite a bit of money in there because my husband knows we're going to be needing tires for the car very soon. So I knew I had to put, build up our car maintenance fund, things like that. When things come up, like, or you want to be prepared for, and you want to put extra money towards and things like that. So what I want to do is, I'm also thinking about my extra debt. Now, I know that the extra debt is after the sinking funds, but sometimes I like to see what would I like to pay from this paycheck from the debt, and then see what's left over and distribute into my sinking funds. Again, if that paycheck, we're just really needing to build up a lot of these for whatever reason, for whatever's coming up for that month, then I will definitely do this first, and then whatever is left will go towards debt. Okay, but it kind of all varies. I think for you just do the best for you. You know what's coming up that month for you guys, or that paycheck, or let's say you have to travel. If you do have a travels, for us, we need that for my husband's job. So if I knew for sure that he's going somewhere next week for work, then guess what? I will definitely make that a priority from this paycheck. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you just work your budget to the best for you and your family and how you want to do this. What matters is that what we're doing when we sit down and do this, we're telling our money where to go. We're giving every dollar that comes in a job. And at the end of the day, that is what is important. And whatever job you give your money is completely up to you. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write my debt here. So we have our car loan. Now, we do have a savings account for our car loan because for whatever reason, the bank that we make our car payment to, that we have the loan with, they do not, like, they take extra payment, but they do not put it all towards the principal of the car. I don't know why. It's the most annoying thing. I've talked to them and they said, the only option is to call them, give them the extra payment, but they are going to take interest out of that. I was not happy about that. So what I did was open a sinking fund, another savings account with my Capital One 360, and we're going to put any extra debt payment, we're going to put it in there and let that save. And with Capital One 360, we get paid interest. So if you want to check out all about my sinking funds and my Capital One 360, I explained all of that in my previous video, which I will have linked below for you. So, but yeah, that is how we're doing that. So, and right now that is our main debt right now, our last debt. Let's see, how much do I want? So we're only having 218 left over, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put $100 towards the car loan. That's gonna be extra. Remember, over here, I'm actually making the car payment. This is extra debt. This is gonna be on top of that. But this is just gonna sit in our savings, accumulating interest, and you know that I have to pay them, obviously. And now I can take what is remaining and spread it and disperse it through here, okay? Through my sinking funds. So this is where a handy dandy piece of paper comes in. Just a plain piece of paper, okay? And we're gonna just write down, and this is where I do, let me zoom you guys out a little bit. I feel like I'm just, there we go. I do this sometimes when I want to play around with, you know, what I want in each account. So I will take the amount left over. So I know for a fact, since we are putting $100 towards our car loan, that I'm going to have $118.50 left to spread throughout this, okay? So for sure, I just like having a piece of paper so I don't forget. So for example, let's see, I'll put a T for travels. How much do I feel like I want to put in travels? This is why I like a piece of paper, you guys. So I just play with the numbers. For miscellaneous, I do want to put quite a bit in there. Now, I think, you see, I need a piece of paper for this very reason, you guys. I think 30 would be good. Then for home, I think 10 is fine. For medical, again, if you haven't seen about all of these sinking funds, just check out my previous video. For medical, and then I'll take my calculator and I will start playing with numbers. This is just play with numbers. If I was to put $50 in medical, and let's add this up. So 50 plus the 10 plus 30 plus the 30. So that already puts me at 120. So I can't do that much. All right. So now I need to be able to spread this money. So I'm going to do, I'm going to put 10 in travel, 20 in miscellaneous, leave 10 in there, and put 20 in medical. Let's see where that puts us. Oh, did I do that wrong? That puts us at $60, okay? So if I do that with $60, I gotta think. All right, so that will put me at $58 to have left to disperse in other areas, okay? $58, let's see how we can spread this. So if I was to, let's see, we got clothes, gifts, pets, car maintenance, entertainment, Christmas. I know for the car maintenance, I would like to put 15 in there. So 58 minus 15, 43. So now I got, so you guys can kind of see, I hope you're getting an idea of how I'm doing this, just playing with the numbers, and then I'm adding the different, you know, just seeing what I have left to work with to spread this all out. And I also need to think about that I also have 2 extra savings, things that we're saving for, which so you guys can see that. So my extra savings is we have the car. I'm saving for a car. And my husband's motorcycle. And we're also saving for the patio and the fence, okay, for the house. Now, again, why do we have that when we're trying to pay off debt? I totally get it, but we just want to put a little something aside for those things. And when I say little, we put very little in these accounts. It's just to get it going. It just feels good to just see it like building up a little bit and still being able to pay off debt. How fast you want to pay off debt? I mean, of course, you wouldn't have that. But, you know, I feel like we're doing good. If I feel like we can't put anything towards that account, then we won't. If I can't put anything towards Christmas, then we won't. It's just really, we're just playing it month to month to month, to paycheck, and see how it goes. That's really, you know, it. So $43, and I would like to at least put $5 in there. So that means that'll be $10 gone. So I'll have $33 left. So for gifts, let me see. Let me see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So I'm going to keep playing with these numbers. I'm going to fast forward this part for you guys because I feel like this is like going to take forever. But you guys get the idea of what I'm doing. I just want to make everything, we're trying to go to zero. This is a zero-based budget, and we want everything to come out to zero at the end. That's the goal. Okay, so now I figured it out of what I'm going to be putting and distributing through my sinking funds, my extra savings, and that's including having the extra debt towards my car loan. So now we're going to have the fund and go ahead and fill it in. So we're going to do $10 in travel. Let's see if you guys can see that. $10 in travel. Let me go ahead and just set this paper aside so you guys can just see. $20 in miscellaneous, $10 in the home, $20 in medical, $5 in clothes, and gifts we've got $10, pets we have $3, car maintenance $15, entertainment $10, Christmas will be $5. Then we've got the $100 going towards the extra debt. Then we have our extra savings for car, motorcycle, and patio and fence. Okay, so now we have all of our numbers of what we're going to put in these accounts, and we're going to go ahead and add this up and make sure and see if I did this right and it all goes to zero. Okay. Okay, so that comes out to 108. Now we're going to take that leftover amount after expenses, the 218.50 minus the 108 equals 110.50. That is what's left over, so we're going to write that here. 110.50 is left over. And you know what, you guys? I forgot about those 50 cents. So we're going to actually make this $100.50 to go into the car loan. So the total is $100.50 going towards the debt, and leftover will be exactly $10. This is the exciting part, you guys. I get so excited towards the end right here. So it's like, oh my gosh, only $10. So $10 left over, and guess what? We're putting $5 in each extra savings. So 5 for the car motorcycle, 5 for the patio fence, which comes out to $10, which leaves us with leftover of 0. Yay! You see that? 0! That is so exciting for me, you guys. I love doing the zero-based budget. I hope you got the idea of it. So now what I am going to do is I will be back when the actual paycheck gets here, and we're going to do the actual numbers so you guys can really see what it's going into these accounts. This is not, hey guys, in this video I was going to put in the clip of me budgeting my husband's actual paycheck. He's already gotten paid, and the video was like way too long, so I decided to make this into 3 different parts. So the budgeting part of it, you see me writing everything down. There's actually 2 parts for this. And the transferring of the funds to my Capital One 360 account, that is going to be part 3. So for this particular video, I had to split it into 2 of them. I hope that made sense. I know it is a little bit longer than I originally planned, but I really wanted to explain everything since this is the first official time that I am doing a budget with you guys, and really seeing how I do everything. Now don't worry, come the next paycheck and so on, when I do my budget with me videos, they're not going to be as long because I'm not going to explain everything to the extent I did in these videos. Okay, so just wanted to pop on and let you know that. So when you're seeing this video, you're seeing this on Saturday is when I uploaded it anyways. I'm uploading this video on Saturday. The next one will be uploaded tomorrow on Sunday, and then the 3rd video will be uploaded on Monday. Okay, so just so I can break it up for you guys, and I mean, the video was really long if I would have put it all together. So everything is done, everything is filmed. I'm just breaking it up for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.